Hello guys, can you hear me? This is YeyoCore here. I just wanna know if you can hear me. Please let me know. I'm just doing some tests here because I think you're not able to hear me right now. Okay, let me try now. If you can hear me, please let me know into the comments, so I will be able to know for sure if you can hear me for real 100%. Okay, so guys, still not able to hear your feedback. Oh, okay, hello there, it's telling me that now you can hear me. Let me do a double check here. Alright, it seems that now you are able to hear me. So guys, welcome to the class number 3. Let me switch so you will be able to see me. So welcome guys to the class number 3. I'm more than happy to see you here back for the next class. Today we are going to start with a lot of cool things. We are going to start learning some basic libraries for you guys to just learn how to import scripts in your site, okay? So let me say hi in the chat. I see that Kenji is here. Welcome Kenji, welcome Davon. You are one of the first that I saw that was connected into the chat. Also, welcome Davin Pelski. I think probably you are from the Spanish class because you are telling me buenos dias, profesor. So welcome. Probably you have to come back later. And let me switch to Spanish just 1 second to explain to Davin, because probably he's new. Davin, ¿cómo estás? Bienvenido a la clase número 3 del minicampo. En estos momentos estamos en la clase de inglés. La clase de español normalmente empieza en más o menos, yo diría que unas 12 horas. En 12 horas vas a poder ver la clase de español en el mismo canal. And also welcome here to Kenzie. Welcome to the class. I see that Basti Soriano is also here. Who else is here around? Hello there. Welcome. Hello there too. And all right, for now, also Tuan is here. So welcome Tuan. I just check your updates, and also I can see updates into the Discord channel. So I really like how you're creating the decorations around the mini maps, that I see that you are using miniatures or you are doing your own artwork for the wall. So I really like that, okay? And now my Wi-Fi is lagged. Okay, all right, so let me see that. Okay, it seems that it seems that it was at the beginning. Probably sometimes it's going to reduce the Wi-Fi. You know, that's something that internet company doesn't provide at full service, but well, now it seems that it's working fine. Okay guys, so let me switch very quick here to the waiting room. Let's try to play while we wait. Remember guys that we always, oh, what happened here? Why my mini words like that? Okay, now it's a little bit better. So guys, remember, before we start in the classes, we always are going to do a waiting room. This is just going to be to have enough time for another players to join. We are going to wait only 15 minutes this time, and I prefer to do like an after class, an update after that, okay? So for now, we are going just to start with 15 minutes before the classes start. Let me play another minicamp map from the previous minicamp. I just want to show you that because I know, guys, that a lot of you made a really cool artwork in here and very cool games. So I just want to show some gameplays of the ones that left for the previous class, okay? So let's start here. This was a map that actually it doesn't follow my rules. I qualified this map. It doesn't follow like all the lessons that I teach, but I think it's a really good one because it follows an story. Of course, this is not a winner, but it has very good things into the map. Let's check the triggers, and I think Kenzie, this is going to you are going to love this one because it follows a lot of the things that you usually do when you are creating horror games that I know for sure that are part of your favorite games. And someone was saying like Long Newin is telling me something like more than 18. I don't know. I don't know why, but okay, I think he's a little bit confused with the information, okay? So now let's try to play this in multiplayer. I'm not sure if you will be able to join, but I just want to show you this specific game that I really love too, okay? Alright guys, very important before the class start, and I'm going to be very like repetitive, or yeah, I'm going to tell you this a lot of times during the class. Okay, give me a second here. I'm going to put this on this side so you will be able to see what I'm going to share, but you will be able to see the actual minigame. So in the chat, I'm just sending a link. I just send that link right here. That link is going to be for a survey. In this survey, you will be able to answer which minigames you want to learn for the next class, okay? So, you are going to have this one that is going to be like a normal survey, in which actually you can choose which minigame you want to learn for the next class, okay? You can select up to 12 minigames, so according to this and information that you are going to answer on this one, I will be able to teach you the next minigames, okay guys? So very important, try to resolve this. Remember, the link is just into the chat right here. If let's put some darker color here, okay. Yeah, you see it's right here. So try to access and try to answer. So with that, we can decide which game you prefer to, or you prefer me to teach, okay? So right here, you will be able to see my screen, okay? And this is how the game is going to start. Okay, I think I select the run minigame. Not sure about that, but let's see. On here, I can pick up some specific things. I think I select the wrong one. Okay, yeah. I think I select the wrong one, okay? I have to switch the minigame. Sorry for that, guys. This is also a good game, but the one I want to teach you, or the one I want to show you is a little bit different. This is not bad, but the one I want to teach you is a little bit more advanced, and it has a very cool story mode apart from the normal mini gameplay, okay? So let me go back 1 second and let me try to choose the other one, okay? All right. Yes, probably Kenjip is because we are in different regions, so let me try once more, but with the right map. Okay, I think it's this one, not sure. Haunted Mine, no. Okay, I have a lot of maps here, so it's kind of difficult to choose which one it was. Okay, 1 second, defeat the king. Okay, I think probably it's this one. Okay, let's try to follow this one. I don't remember which one. And that's why it's important for you guys to have a big differential, because even in the miniature, sometimes we can forget. Okay, it's this one. So let me host it in multiplayer. So what happened most of the times when actually you don't have like a very different miniature or name, it's that you are going to be hard to remember, because probably the players are going to be are going to feel that your map is too generic, and that is a problem when you try to create a good things, because actually this map is very good, but that part about the name and also the miniature, it doesn't make it like memorable. You can forget, just like I did, a lot of things. So let me show you this one, okay? You can access to the room. Remember guys, my UID is right here. Try to access by friends for those that are already connected, or try to search the UID into the comments, okay? So, a cute dynamic I found, it's like not the best useful thing, but something interesting is that the player, as this is going to be a story game, can just check the chat very quickly by using this item, okay? It's not going to be useful for all players, or for like normal players that already know how to mini-work works, but for newbies it's going to be a little bit better, okay? And in this specific case, we are just waiting here because we are receiving like some information here about the game. Okay, it takes a little bit, so it's asking me to use the phone. When I use the phone, I'm going to receive some text here, but the problem, and was like a big problem with a lot of maps, and not this because of you guys, it's because of me, and it's because I didn't know how to speak some specific languages like this. And it's very hard for me to know what is happening, but even with that, I know how to play, and I was able to play because, you know, the game has a lot of things that are completely logical, so I was able to play. So, let's start. The stories, or the thing I understand about the story is that I was losing a forest, and I have to find out the way, or why is happening something, or why this specific, like, haunted forest is like that, so I have to find out why. So I have to resolve a lot of puzzles and things like that to be able to continue in the map, okay? So here I have to answer another call. Of course, guys, I recommended to use, I know that stories are very important for minigames, but try to reduce the amount of text that you are using, even if you are in a story map, in a like text adventure. Most of the players didn't read too much, and so I always recommend it to you to reduce the amount of text, okay? Yeah, that map is very cool. And I'm going to let you later the UID for this map, so just in case you want to see how it works and how it's working on, well, you can just take a look and you can see all the things, okay? So now we can move. Important things here, you know, this is always important. The parts that you are supposed not to access can be blocked. In this case, they use a teleport trigger, but my recommendation is just to put some invisible blocks here, so player won't be able to just work. Also very important, even like this, sometimes the player is telling us where we have to go to continue, okay? On this way, I will have like another part of the actions, okay? And it's telling me something like here. I don't know what it's telling me, but when I go to this part, this is happening, and now I'm in the underground, okay? Let me try to increase the light a little bit. No, I have the most light here, sorry. And now I'm right here. It seems that for some reason I fall here, and I have to find the way to get out from here. So as you see, I will be able to pick up some specific items around the map. As an example, in here I can just pick up some wood from, and also I have some instructions here. Of course, I'm not able to read it, so I have to try to use my mind to resolve the quest. But of course, for the players that can understand that language, is going to be easier. Okay, and what we have to do here is to find a way to exit from here. As you see, from corner to corner, this is completely closed. I cannot move very easily here. I just have to find the way to get out. So it seems that I found a part. Okay. Of course, I don't know what it's telling me to do, but I know for sure that if I collect in some parts, a lot of items around here will be useful. So I'm just going to try to find out the way to get more items. Another cool thing is that I found some fish here. So I'm not for sure the player doesn't mean for you to have fishes, but the game MiniWork, I don't know why, but it kills a lot of different fishes, so be careful when you do that, okay? Hello, Quan Long, welcome to the class. We are just doing like the waiting room for now, and I'm teaching or showing some cool maps that were presented for the previous minicamp, for the horror minicamp. And okay, Alright, so let's see here. Okay, I found another part. It seems that I will be able to craft something here. Oh yeah. Okay, I need more like wood to be able to craft this, and I see. So it seems that I have to find all the different wood to be able to craft a table, a crafting table, and with that I will be able to actually craft something to exit from here. Okay. It seems that I will need more wood. Okay, I think now I have enough enough things to craft. And when I use this, okay, I will be able to create this, which is actually a specific item. Okay, and for this, I left this thing. I don't know, it seems that it's going to be a tool for doing something, but I have to find out where I can find that specific one, okay? Maybe you can help me out in the chat if you see any specific item, just let me know into the chat so I will be able to come back and search for that, okay? For now, it seems that I already pick up everything else. Huh. Okay. Oh no. Actually, I forgot to pick up this one. Okay, no, this is just the rules. This is a little bit of flood here. Oh guys, very important. I know that in this map you can see blood, and I have seen a lot of blood into the games. And actually I don't have any problem with blood. But MiniWorld has some problems with it because sometimes, you know, the Play Store can block or lock that feature. So whenever you are creating a map, try to not to use a lot of blood because probably your map can be just turning off or just hiding because you use a lot of blood, okay? And actually MiniWorld is not because, this is not because just a MiniWorld doesn't like it, it's more like Play Store and also Apple App Store doesn't like that for children, and as game is ranked also for children, so sometimes that could be a problem, okay? So try to check that and try to avoid that because probably that's not going to be the best way for you to have your maps completely done, okay? So I cannot find that last thing that oh, it's right here. So right here I will be able to, okay, it seems that I will be able to use this to open some metal parts. So I see around the map here these things. I hope it works. Oh, actually it works. So I think I need to find a way to exit from here. In some part supposed to have a way to exit. So let's see, on there it seems that it will be a part to access. Okay, yes. Alright, check this guys, I was able to exit from here. I hear a sound. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Oh, okay. Whoa. That was a little bit scarier. I wasn't supposed to see that. Okay. Oh, well. I get a little bit scared with that. And when it happened here. Alright. So guys, I was able to do it until this level. On here it's supposed to be a parkour. Let me see. I'm very bad at parkour. But okay, yes, as I mentioned before, I'm very bad at parkour. So, as you see, the map is very interesting. It's a normal map, but it doesn't follow the last minicamp that I teach. Our rules is more like a single player adventure. Okay, guys, and let's see. Okay, I was able to do it. And on here it's asking me for resolve something, but I didn't find the key. Wait a moment, what is that over there? It's like a chest. Let me see here. Okay, but how I get under? Did you see, guys, that there is a chest like this on here? No, there is no way that I can access there. Okay, let me see. Wait a moment, I see that there is like a point here. Okay, did you see that, guys? There is like a dot here. I don't know how to explain it, but let me try. Oh, yes, as you see, there is like an invisible parts. Okay, so let me try a little bit more here. Okay, no. Okay, guys, no idea how I can get under. Oh, okay. You see, guys? I told you there is like something invisible here. I just see a dot. So I hope the other dot that is around this area, it's going to be the next jump. Okay. But well, guys, we already take enough time for this. I just want to show you this Amsel map. I really like it, and it has a lot of history behind. You can check it right now, and of course it has a lot of levels. So just to let you know that map before we start the minicamp. So right now we are going to start. Before starting, I'm going to show you also the UID for this map. So you will be able to give the creator a try, and also to follow the creator, or just test by yourself in case you like it, okay? Once it's going to be 5341 5918, okay? That's going to be the UID. Alright, not a problem. I'm going to do it at the end of the class, can see, and wow, okay. So I see here that you are talking about the funeral. I don't know why. Where is your funeral and kill? Why are you so scary into the chat, guys? Okay, so let's start with the minicamp anyway. So welcome, guys, officially to the minicamp right here. Okay, that's going to be better. So guys, welcome to the class number 3. On the last class, we learned a lot of things, and we import our first library. Also, we set up some specific blocks and also creatures that will help us out to create all the different systems here. But right now, we are going to start with new things, okay? So, for those that forget this or that didn't know how to work or how the minicamp works, it's very easy, guys. The minicamp is an event in which actually you are going to learn with me for around 3 weeks, sorry. It's going to be 2 classes per week. And after the 3 classes, we are going to actually get a contest, and actually you can participate, you can get a lot of hours, and those hours are going to be in real money, okay? So remember, you are going to learn, and apart from that, you can make this map and you can get some extra prizes for the game and also in real money, okay? The awards are going to be the awards that you are seeing in the screen in 3, 2, 1, go. That's it. So this is going to be the awards that you can earn by playing and by creating a map for the minicamp. This time, or this month, we have this specific kind of game that is going to be Royale Mini, okay? How it works is going to be for creating games like Squid Games, like Fall Guys, like WarioWare, in which actually you are going to have a lot of players, and those players have to compete to survive, and the last one standing is the one that is good. The one is like party games, but with the survival part. Of course, most of the games like this are going to have a lot of players, but in MiniWorld we have to adapt that to the best part that we can do, because MiniWorld is mostly playable by 6 players because most of the players play from the phone, okay? In computers, we can create rooms up to 40 people, but there is not going to be too much people doing that, okay? All right, so now, what will be the different prices? The first one is going to be excellent award. It's for the best map, and the name is self-explanatory. It's going to be for $40 and it's going to be only for 8 people, okay? This is going to be like the best games that we are going to find for this minicamp. Next is going to be the best learning one. It's going to be for $35 and it's going to be for those of you that create a map that follows or implement all the things that I'm going to teach you. For me, guys, this is the easiest one to actually win because you only need to follow the classes, okay? Then we have the most creative, and this is very important. It's going to be the map that creates a lot of innovation, apart for the part that I'm going to teach you. But very important, this innovation needs to be highly playable, it needs to be enjoyable, and it doesn't have to get or have a lot of bugs, because if you have a lot of bugs, it's going to be probably disqualified, because these new things that you are going to implement needs to be significant, need to be more enjoyable, okay? And finally, we have the best progress. This is going to be for those that are not developers at all. It's going to be or developers level 1, okay? This is going to be like amateur section, and it's the actual easiest one to win because you have up to 30 people to win this. And finally, we have the shortlisted. That is something that I personally going to do. I'm going to decide which maps are going to pass or complete the first filter. If you create this kind of map, just the MiniGames Battle Royale, I'm going to give you this one. But quality overall, if you create some cool map, if you actually create some simple things like, okay, I create a minigame that is going to be a diamond block versus a gold block, and that's it. I'm not going to give you this because it's not going to be fair for the other players, for the other students that implement or invest a lot of time creating their maps, okay? Let me see here. So, Kenji is telling me if I can play and download your game. Yes, for sure I can do it, but let's do it at the end of the class. So please save that. When we are going to finish the class, give me again your UID and we are going to play yours, and I will be more than happy to test. So New Yang Bantuan is here, so welcome to the class. And my UID, if you are asking, New Ying is 2769323 in case you want to test some of my maps or in case you want to just add me as a friend. But very important, guys, when you add me as a friend, you have to tell me in another section or in another network that you are doing it, because I have a lot of friends and I receive a lot of requests per day. So if you don't tell me that, probably I'm not going to be able to see your request, okay? Now, moving next, we got like the ready to play the mini game that is going to be like the times, okay? So guys, very important, take a screenshot for this or take note of the dates. For me, this is the most important part. A lot of you before had lose the chance to participate because you forget to submit on time the map. So this is very important, guys. Up until the 28th of November, we are going to learn the different classes, okay? This is the class number 3. We left 3 classes more apart from this one. And starting on the 29th of November, we are going to have like the option to submit our map. Very important, we have that option until the 6th of December, but try to submit your map one day before. Why? And I always be very picky with this, because probably you are going to have some errors here. So imagine that you are just submitting your map and by mistake or by an error, your internet goes down or the servers of MiniWorks just are completely dead. So if that happens, you probably are going to have a day to resolve that. But if you try to submit just at the last time, probably you can get an errors, you can get a lot of mistakes, and your map probably is not going to have the best result. And very important, these dates that you see on the screen right now are going to be for Shanghai time. That means that if you live in a different area, you have to check your area, okay? So also that's why I recommended to submit it one day at max before the end or the deadline, Because as an example, if you live in United Kingdom or if you live in the United States, probably you are going to have in between 8 to 12 hours of difference. So if you try to submit the same day, probably the deadline is already over, okay? Now, on the 7th of December up to the 9th of December, I'm going to score your maps. MiniWare is going to score your maps also, and we are going to do a public votationship. And with that, we are going to get the winners for this MiniCamp, okay? Sorry, guys. And after that, well, we are going to get the winners. If you won, you are going to see your map in the main screen, okay? In the event page. As always, we are going to have like different rewards. I'm going to just give you those depending of the class time. And also, just as always, it's very important this, guys. We have a group on Discord for the MiniCamp, and also you can ask questions there. Of course, there is a lot of you that were asking me questions during the week, but most of those questions, like how I teleport the players or how to do a specific thing into the game, are going to be resolved into the MiniCamp. So if that happens, I'm going to tell you just wait, because we are going to learn that. But if you have a question different to that, probably I will be able to give you some help. Also, your other partners or the other students are very helpful, so probably they will be able to give you also some help on there, okay? Now, we implemented in the Discord channel a new couple of games. We implement Pocket 2 and also implement some RPG games. So in case you just want to have also like a free time on it or just get relaxed, just access to the Discord channel, and in there we will be able to play together. And an important thing, I also add 2 channels. Those channels are just for seek or search for some teammates. If you want to make some great maps, probably you will be able to find on there a builder or a programmer or a critic or a miniature maker. So try to check that channel, it's going to be very cool, okay? Then the part that I didn't like the most is reminding you guys that it's very important for you to have at least something to take notes with and to use a computer. Of course, you can use your cell phone. A lot of you use the cell phone, but it's going to be better and easier with a computer. Don't forget to check this channel. In the description of any video, you will be able to find the Discord link, the tools that I use to edit, also some extra tools that you can use, my scripts, the MiniWord API, so you will be able to create your own scripts, and also some tools that you can use to edit on cell phones, that you can use to edit on computers. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you want, try to activate the bell so you will be able to receive the notifications when any video starts, okay? And on here, very important, before starting the class, I just want to show you this, guys. Now, I'm actually just dividing the class or different lessons in chapters, because I know that sometimes it's going to be hard to find the content when you have like just as resume for like 1 hour, 12 or 20 minutes, okay? So what I did is just separate or split the videos. So when I split the videos, you will be able to find like different videos on the channel, okay? So if you are trying to look for the resume for the MiniCamp, just try to check the different resumes, because we are going to, or there is going to be a different part for it, okay? So as an example, you are going to have a MiniWord Class 1 Part 1, MiniWord Class 1 Part 2, and MiniWord Class 1 Part 2, okay? Part 3, so let me show you here. Very important. And okay, I have here the video. So it's going to take a little bit. I don't know why YouTube is a little bit slow right now. Okay, let's wait until it loads. And on here you are going to see which part is going to be the part that you are trying to access with. Also on here you are going to see the next part.
Your work can feel much smoother.
And the end of the class, or at the end of the resume, you also are going to have a link. Most of the times when it's just ending right here, there is going to appear some extra information just for you to check the next video, okay? So don't forget about that. You will be able to, you see it right here, the next part. So just click on that. And also you have a link to the playlist. So in the playlist, you are going to be able to find all the other resumes. Okay, guys? Now, I think I told all the things before we can start the class. So let's start with the class. So objectives for this class, objectives that we can use for this class, okay? So the first one is going to be that we are going to learn how to implement the survival rules for minigames, okay? That's going to be the first thing. The second thing here, oh, okay, my hand is a little bit saturated right now. Okay, I have to fix this later. Then we are going to do the game controller system, how it works. It means like the main range for our system. And finally, we are going to import the custom music system. Very important for this. And for this, we also are going to create some extra features for your minigames, okay? But don't worry, I'm going to explain it later. Once more, this is the class number 3. We get tomorrow the next class at the same time, same channel. For the next class, that is going to be the class number 4, we are going to learn how to create our first 4 minigames, okay? Now, very important, we are going to give you the first code, or I'm going to give you the first code. This one is going to be for claim, actually, 50 minigames, and also I'm going to share with you once more the survey. Guys, try to access to that link. In that link, you are going to have a survey to just be able to choose on here which one will be the next mini game or the mini games that you want to learn the most. So I'm going to be able to teach you those mini games for the next classes, okay? Remember, you can choose up to 12 different mini games that we are going to learn during the classes, okay? Don't forget about that. And yeah, just to let you know once more, the link is just here on the chat, okay? Let me show you, it's right here. I put it just the code here and at the survey here, okay? So it's going to be around this area and this area, okay? So let's continue with the minicamp. And please, I know that sometimes this is happening and sometimes the code that I give you are like expired or something. So if that happens, just let me know. What I did when that happens is ask to MiniWork for new codes, and I want to just put it here into the channel, okay? All right. So now, yeah, ads arrange our lives. That's correctly and completely true. Hello there. Actually, if you didn't know, actually I studied advertising and I actually hate advertising. Also, I love to make it, but what happens is that most of the times what you are going to see online is like disruptive things or things like just are getting you problems when you're trying to look something. So that's not the best way to do marketing or to do ads. But for sure I hate those too. So even knowing that I'm studying that, okay? So guys, how it works for the survival rules, okay? Remember last class we implement in our game some libraries, okay? Let me switch here to my map and let's open the map. So the last class we implement our library and I also teach you or told you to start creating your minimaps, okay? Actually not minimaps, we are going to call like the different scenarios like an arenas, okay? So I told you to construct and build the arenas for your minigames and to think about your minigames, the minigames that you are going to make. So last class we implement some like actually just one script that was the MiniGameCore, okay? That was like the map or like the script that is going to handle a lot of things, okay? So according to our game plan, we already implement this. As we are going to start with all of this, that is going to be the base, is going to be like the framework for our map. We are going to implement the other 3 features today, and we are going to start to creating the game controller system. So at the end of the class, we are going to have all the bases for our game plan, and later we are going to add the minigames, okay? So we left a couple of things to implement on this. Remember, this is the one that we implement before. This is MiniGame core, sorry, and this is the game rules. Okay, so in the previous one, the one that we implement the last class, we are going to have all the features to switch between the arena, teleport players, spawn players, and spawn coins. Okay, that's actually what the game does. You can register a new arena and the players are going to be auto-teleported to that arena, okay? We left a couple of things. The first thing that we need to learn is how to implement the ready buff, because right now the players will be able to be teleported, but this has a lot of problems. If we don't do the ready buff, that is going to be the buff that stops the players, doesn't allow to move the players, and avoid the players to move around, we are not going to be or have the best experience, because probably some players are going to be able to keep moving and fall if you have a lot of holes in the arena, or directly fall if you have like a lot of empty space down below, okay? Another cool thing that this does is actually to implement some rules. So as an example, even if your map doesn't need the players or doesn't allow the players to jump, you can set up very easily that. And then we are going to implement the rules, okay? So what will be the difference? This is like a lot of functions that you can use, like extra actions for your triggers, and this one is going to be the actual system that manages the observers. So what is going to do this? First is going to create the observer system. Second, it's going to create the winner system. Is going to provide the rewards for the players when they lose or when they won, and is going to manage the stars. So that means that if a player dies, it's going to reduce the amount of stars. If a player picks a star, it's going to add another star, okay? So what we have to do before starting the class, before starting implementing those new scripts, first we are going to learn or create the ready buff and the observer buff. And with that, we will be able to continue. So let's move to the real world here, okay? So in your map, we are going to create first the one that is going to be the ready buff, okay? How it works, the ready buff, of what it does. Once more, it has a lot of effects here. It's just to stop the players and avoid the players to move or to do anything until the game starts. So give me a second here. Let me get the buff that we need to create. Okay, just 1 second here. I think it's neutral, yes. Okay. So we are going to use for this one, we are going to use the skirt buff, okay? Just 1 second here. Just all right. So you are going to move here to your triggers, or sorry, your plugin section, okay? And when you are in the plugin section, what you are going to do is to move to status, okay, guys? So when you are in status, we are going to add a new one, okay? But very important, guys, this one is not going to be a completely new. That means that you are not going to hit on create. Once more, I did this when you are not supposed to do something. So you are not going to do this. You are not going to do this. Instead, what you have to do is just to select that. And once more, I feel very funny when I do those like gestures, but it's just for you to pay more attention and be able to realize which actually you have to do. So this is going to be okay. This is going to be not the way that we want it. So we are going to choose the edit, and very important, you can change this on the script. But if you want to avoid extra steps, if you want to avoid extra like things that you have to do, just do the same thing that I'm going to do. So go here and go to neutral effect, and you are going to select the first one, the one that is dicey number 1. That's the one that we are going to choose. What we are going to do is not to create a new buff, we are going to edit the one already existed one, okay? And yeah, just hit confirm. Once you have that, once you choose that, it's going to be have like the interface to edit that buff. In my case, I put this name, it's going to be ready. The description, I just keep it like this because I want to teach you which one is it. So that's why I put dicey one here. but remember you are going to delete that one, okay? In the status, you can choose whatever you want. As an example, you have expressions here. You have a lot of things here, okay? As an example, I can use like this one. And now you are going to be able to choose a special effect and a sound, okay? That's the sound I choose. Let's hear it once more. And also the effect, as this is going to be just like a quick buff. So if you want to use the same setup I have here for the effects that you can change, this part you can change, of course, but the other parts are very important to be the same. The one that I use is Mark 45 and the sound is Order 17. You can choose whatever effect and whatever sound you want and whatever icon, okay? The name also can change, but remember to put something like ready or holding or wait. Now, for the effects, okay? You have to delete all the effects that you are going to have here. And we are going to do a lot of new ones, okay? So, the first one that we are going to do is a character is unable to run, okay? You can find that into the different, you just need to search for that icon when you add an item. And what it's going to do is to avoid the player to be able to work, okay? So let me do this, let me delete this one so I will be able to teach you. So once you delete everything else here, you are going to just hit on that. And right here, you can see the different effects that you are going to have. The one I mentioned before is right here. So just guide by the icons, okay? So let me open it. So I'm not going to modify that to avoid to have some errors in the future. But the effects are going to be the first one the character is unable to run. The second one is make player invincible. That means that the player is not going to receive damage or die. That's very important because probably when we respawn the player is going to be under the lava or something, so the player have some seconds to decide what he has to do. Second one, as the player is not able to run, the player cannot use run, and we are going to do the basic speed. So remember, change moving speed here, and we are going to change only the basic speed. So you are going to have it something like this. Remember to put this slider to the minimum chance that is going to be -100. With that, the player is not going to have a speed. And then you can add a new one that is going to be player or freezy, that the player can move. And finally, we are going to create bubbles around the player. Why the bubbles and why this? Because with the system that I'm going to help you out to create, you can spawn the player over the map. As an example, if you're creating like a mapping which actually is a labyrinth or something similar, so the player is going to be like stuck in there for some seconds, and after that is going to fall. So you are going to give enough time to the player for checking the surroundings and know where it's going to fall, okay? That's very important. And yeah, in attributes, be sure that you are switching to positive status, and be sure that all of this is completely off. That's very important. And that's it. We already have the first status here. Now we are going to create the observer one, okay? So how do you create the observer one? Very important, guys. Here, let me check. Very important, the ID for that one, because I completely forgot that one. But if I'm not wrong, it's going to be something around here. Most of the times I place to the first or the seconds, but I think it's going to be virus. Yes. Okay, no, this is going to be bubble. Okay. So what you are going to do is just the same that we did before. We are going to edit a status. So guys, just go here. Okay. In add, you are going to hit new and you are going to hit edit. Then you are going to be in neutral effects and you are going to change the one that says bubble level 1, okay? Very important, most of the times it's going to be the one at the end of the first row and the last column, that is going to be this one. And you are going to change the name by bubble, okay? But remember, it's the bubble level 1, not the level 2, okay? So once you edit that, and once more you need to hit edit, you don't have to hit here, you have to hit here. you are going to have the UI to edit on the bubble, and you need to use this next information, okay? So of course, it doesn't matter if you put right here like the bubble. For me is the same. You can use whatever you do. This is like the different interface that I use. You can choose your own. As an example, you can put an eye here, so the player will know that he is observing or something similar. And this is not the important part. The important part is right here. So first, you need to make the player surrounded by bubbles, just like the previous one. And remember, first, before adding any effect, delete everything that is here. But I think the bubbles is already there, so don't delete that part. And very important, we are going to add a new one that is going to be on a special effect, and is going to be change mode. Change mode allows us to change the model for the player, okay, for whatever you want. As an example, you can use a chicken if you are creating a medieval game. You can use, I don't know, like an alien if you are creating a futuristic game, or as an example, if you are creating a pixel game, you can create just a block, okay? But very important, and here is going to ask us to select which creature we are going to switch the model. And we have another two options. We have back view when converting and can use items when converting. So be sure that those two are off, because this is very upset. This is a bug from MiniWare. If you activate this one, the player is not going to be the only one that changes the camera, also the other players. So I didn't recommend to use this, okay? Now, for this, you are going to keep it like it is. You are going to switch here to positive status, and don't remove after that. That's very important, guys, okay? So once more, I already create my creature here that is going to be observer. Just add any creature. In my case, I put an empty model, so the player is not going to see anything. But if you select a chicken, it's going to have a chicken on there. And that's it. We already have our two different status already created. Now we can move to create their rules, okay? So how do you are going to create the different like rules, okay? So what you are going to do is to import a new script, okay? So once more, as always, remember that we have a site, we have a way to import those scripts. So just go here. And remember that this page, the page where I stole is like pickpocket. No, I mean store all my different scripts, okay? It's going to be this website. Don't worry, guys. I also going to put the link into the chat, so check the chat around that area. I don't know where is it right now, but just check that area, okay? And you are going to have those scripts. Once more, this is the website that I always use. In the description on any video, also you are going to find this website, okay? And in here, as always, I put a folder where you can have all the different things that we are going to use. So first, we are going to import the minigame rules. Once more, and for those that are new, if you are in a computer, just hit on here. Don't do it like this, because probably you are going to have some mistakes. Just hit where it says copy route content. That is going to copy without any modification. Now you are going to access here. You are going to go to your script section, and in the script section, you are going to hit in a new script. Once we are here, we are going to delete everything with this icon, the icon that looks like a trash can, and then we are just going to paste the information that we got. Some cool thing about this is that you don't have to modify anything if you don't want it. Right here, just by copying and paste it, is already working. But as always, I left you here a setup section. The only thing that you need to set up for this one is the text that you can have in game. So this one is going to be the text when the players start the game. It's like the instructions for the player. This one is going to be the text when a player gets eliminated from the game. This one is going to be the text for the stars. So as an example, if you are not using stars and you want to use coins, here you can put any text that is going to look like the stars, or you can do something like coins instead of stars, okay? So, but remember, if you change this, very important, any text that you put needs to be in between those two notation marks. And finally, the text when the player become an observer, when the player is already eliminated and it's not playing anymore. And that will be it. As you see, you don't need to change anything, but if you do, just be sure that everything is inside the notation marks. And just hit save right now. And don't forget this, remember to change the name for your script so you are not going to forget what it's going to do this script. So in my case, I'm going to put minigame rules, okay? And this is going to be the first part. For having that, of course, we left another part and it's going to be in-game rules. So just hit after that here, go to basics, and on here we have like different options right here, and we are going to start to doing the same setup as always. So remember guys, the first one is the time. I use the nighttime for this one because it's in the space, and I really love like futuristic space games. So probably you know that most of the times I use this one. If you use this one, remember to put a lot of light source in your area. And also remember, in the last class, we check how to do or create a custom light system. So you can add light some specific parts of your map and create like a very well illuminated area. But if you don't, remember you can change the scenario with this, okay? So very important, this is going to change the skybox. So as an example, if you are creating I don't know, like post-apocalyptic game, you can use a time around, I think 18 is going to work fine because it's going to have a red sky, like a yellow sky, like something that looks contaminated. If you're using like a medieval game, you can use the time around, let's put 9 AM or 8 AM. As you see, it's going to give you a clear blue sky, and that's going to give you like the ambient for your game, okay? So very important with that, guys, very careful with it. I'm just going to keep it in 20 because that's going to be how it works better for my map, okay? Now, yeah, another script. So now here you are going to see another couple of things. First, well, we have the time, the right amount of time. On here, be sure that you are going to put fixed timer, okay? With that, your skybox is not going to change. If your skybox doesn't change, that means that you always are going to have the same scenario, okay? Well, very important, you have a lot of options here, but I highly recommend it to keep it in sunny, because sometimes when in-game rains, it's going to give you a little bit of lag, okay? So be sure that you put it on sunny. For generate monster, it needs to be completely off. For gravity, it needs to be in whatever amount you want. This is not really important for this game because we are going to change like this, the jump power during the game, so that is not going to be very important, but I highly advise you to keep falling damage switch on, so the players will be able to receive damage when they fall, okay? For machinery, a car can be destroyed, we don't need it, so just turn it off. Let's switch for map rules now. And very important, guys, remember to put instructions for your map, okay? That's something that I always qualified in the minicamps, because when you put some introductions, some instructions at the introductions, a lot of players can know better how it works, okay? So how it works, remember, you need to activate this switcher. It needs to be on green. And on here you have the different areas to put the description for your maps. Just hit add in the introduction, and if you activate everything, you will be able to take a screenshot for the part that you want to show an introduction, okay? Rules, basic rules for this that I always teach you. Don't use a lot of text, try to reduce your text. Probably write a lot because the first text that you write is going to be long. Try to reduce it and try to be very specific. Let me show you the example. In my map, I only put 3 or 4 rules. The first one is like the image of the start. The second one is like the information, okay? So let me show you in game how it works. Just a second, guys. Sorry, my voice is feeling a little bit like tired for some reason, but let me show you starting the game how it works, okay? Once more, we need to start the game, and 3, 2, 1, 5. So as you see here, the screen, you can see the interface, and that's very important. The instructions are going to be very short. Pickup starts, survive to the minigames, and the second section is going to be every 20 seconds the minigame change, and every 5 rounds the player with less stars will be eliminated. As you see, I don't use a lot of text, that's going to be very important. Probably more text is going to be more like informative, but believe me, players don't read. Just check yourself, in most of the games you avoid to be reading, and that's how most of the players are going to work. Okay? Another must for you guys and for all that are developers, and this is very important, guys. If you are a developer, activate the option to translate the language, because at least the rules are going to be very important for the players to know what they are doing, so I always translate all the different rules, okay? And this is also something that is going to give you points when you are in the MiniCamp, okay? Because this is going to make the player very clear understand what they have to do. Now, for the options, just hit on here, host opens, join gaming process needs to be on. Don't worry, I already implement a system that if a player just exit from the game and re-enter, the player is going to if the player already lose, is going to be moved as an observer. So with this, you are going to avoid the players to be cheating, but they will be able to still join into the map. Counting, put any number, I put 10 just to give enough time for the players to load the map. Options, no music, because, and this is very important, we are going to have a custom music system, so the normal music system needs to be completely off. Minimum amount of players is just set up to 2. For the game target, just put a limited time off because we are not going to have time. All the different scoring settings that gives extra points to the players depending on how much or some basic things. As an example, when they kill a player or something needs to be completely off, so just move these sliders, all the sliders to 0. Goal needs to be off, turn base needs to be off, bulleted area off, and the reset mode it will be reset the map, and save players data needs to be off. As you see, it's very easy, almost everything is completely off. Now, for the team settings, you are going to activate 2 different teams. The team red is going to be the players, the team blue is going to be the observers. I put up to 8 players to the miners and up to 15 players to the observer. And the setup for each one is going to be different. So I always put a name for the team, so it's going to be space miners that are going to be the miners on my team. Remember to switch this to 8. The permissions, the initial attribute, and everything else is completely off, okay guys? For the observers, I just put the name observers, but the permissions are going to change. The custom setup is going to be on, and the observers are going to have everything off except the part about movable. So the observers actually cannot do anything. They are going to be able to move only, okay? And for everything else are going to be off, okay? I actually put this custom configuration, but it doesn't affect the game, so don't worry for that. Now, for player settings, just be sure that these 3 are going to be completely off, and also the double jump is going to be off. Everything else, you can keep it like it is, but very important, and for me this is the most important, guys. Don't ever do this, okay? Well, just let me get a little bit closer to the cam, and I'm going to be very serious with this. I'm going to take my glasses and everything. Don't do this, guys. Never allow players to summon, allow it, and also to skill, allow it. Why, guys? Because if you do this, your players are going to have a lot of ways to cheat. As an example, if your summon is allowed, the players will be able to call any summon, and as an example, they can avoid to be killed by just summoning a Kirim or something like that. And with the skills also happens the same. There's a lot of skins that are like very broken to the game. As an example, one of the Transformers skins can fly for a little bit, and that will actually make the players have a lot of advantage over the other players. So don't do this, guys, okay? This is very important. I have seen a lot of very good maps that are very well designed, but they fall in this part, and it's very boring because you try to kill a player and the player summon a mount and they get over the mount and they become immortal. So don't do that. Be sure that you turn off that two options. The one that says summon skill allow it needs to be off, and the skill allow it also needs to be off. And the final part that is going to change is this one, okay? Assault mode is going to be on free attack, as all the players are going to be in the same team, okay? That is going to be the setup. Remember to change that. And now for the rules, just set the revival interval for 4 seconds, change to respawn automatically, revival protection is going to be 5 seconds, spawn instruction is going to be a random team point, and the death penalty is going to be keep items, okay? That's going to be very important, guys. The most important one is going to be the keep items. Now for the number of lives, just turn it off completely. Display settings is going to be different teams visible to all, don't show damage, and very important, turn off the health bar, just keep the crosshair here. Also very important, turn off this current time, because we are going to have a timer for that. We are going to have something that shows all the information, so you don't have to set up this. Version settings, just set up as default camera, and camera locking needs to be on. And that's it. As you see here, the only thing that changed apart from that is nothing else, okay? So right here, we are ready. We have the rules ready for our map. And also we have the basics for our map. And of course, remember or referring to the part about the basic systems, okay? So moving on here, oh, that's very important. I didn't know that we don't have the Malachi language. Let me check that later, because that should be an option that YouTube has. Or you mean the translate option for MiniWord? Just let me know that, okay? All right, so just let me give you this extra code, guys. Once more in the chat, you will be able to see that code. Oh, sorry, I give you a wrong code. Let me give you again the right one. Okay, and let's see this, guys. Okay, so in the screen you are seeing the code, also in the chat, check the code. And very important, guys, while we do that, remember that we already finished with the first part of the process. Right now, we got our system, like with all the basic things that the system must have. All the things that we are going to implement for now are extra things for our minigames. But I mean to the triggers, the script section. Now we are going to do the triggers, and we are going to start to creating the basics. Very important, guys, reminder, friendly reminder, remember that we have once more here the form where you are going to choose which minigames we are going to learn to make into this minicamp, okay? Because there is a lot of minigames, we are going to learn only to create 12 of them. So remember to access the link that I just put in the chat. This is going to drive you or deliver you to this specific part that is going to be this one. On here, you can choose the different games. As you see, you have an image and the name. Just hit the ones that you wanted. You can choose up to 12 minigames, and the games with more votes are going to be the ones that we are going to learn how to do. Okay, so now, guys, enough time to copy the code, you think, or you have more time for this? All right, so guys, also, just a second here. Well, we are on time right now. Okay. Let me move this a little bit. Alright guys, so now that you have this code, let me switch to the game controller system, okay? So right now we already import the two different items here. What we are going to do is we are going to work on this one, okay? That is going to be the final part, the part that we can customize. And this part is just the basics, which give us extra features, extra rules, and extra music. Of course, we are going to learn the extra music at the end of the class because that's very easy. But we are going to create our game controller system. And how it works, guys. The game controller system has like 3 different scripts, but the basic is the game brain, which actually is going to tell the game, or in many words, what we are going to do before the game starts, and it's going to tell, okay, let's switch the game and let's try to find the best game that suits better for the next part. But also it's going to have some extra dynamics, okay? Why is important this dynamics? Because with this you are going to learn how to create switchable. That means that you can turn off or turn on those dynamics or for the game. That means that we are going to start to create something very similar to a library. And that's important, guys, because with this you can save a lot of work for your end. If you have a library, you can have like some triggers that you can use whenever you need to use it, and you can turn off those whenever you don't need to use it. So with that, we are going to reduce a huge amount of lag, okay? So now, very important, guys, we are going to start to creating this part. Later, we are going to start creating those extra dynamics. But let me give you an example. As an example, a dynamic or something that you use a lot of the times is, as an example, I don't know, the effect when the player gets killed. So as an example, you want the player to just get completely pushed out or knocked back out of the arena. And apart from that, you want to create some specific effects that always happens. And that apart from that is going to send a message and is going to show a text to the player and it's going to reduce the score of the player. Imagine that you have a lot of ways to kill the player, and in every one of them you need to use the same trigger. That's going to take a lot of your time, that's going to take a lot of things, and that part is not the worst part. The worst part is that if you need to edit that or you need to change something on that, you will have to go script by script, or sorry, trigger by trigger to change in that. And that's going to take a lot of time also for improve that part. So when you have a dynamic or something that you have apart from that, it's going to be easier because you only with one specific trigger, you can set up that. So whenever you need to change something, you access to that trigger and you change only that trigger. And that's going to change everything else. So it's like having a spell that you can use by just summon simple words. And whenever you change a spell, you only need to keep those words because the spell is going to be a new spell. It's something like that, okay? So it seems complicated, but it's going to be much easier on the practice. So for this and for creating our brain, we have 2 different triggers. So the first trigger is going to be the register trigger. This is going to be, which actually it's going to create our database, okay? And what is a database? It's a lot of variables that save the information, so the game will read that information later and it's going to automate that. So you don't have to do an extra work. So the first one is going to be the trigger register that is going to create the database for our arenas. We are going to tell the game, hey, in this like specific coordinates, we have this arena with this specific setup. So in this order, we have that, and you can choose whatever of those arenas game and just move the players there. And apart from that, we are going to create the initial conditions for the game. So that means that we are going to start the game, of course. This is going to work when the game is created, okay? So we are going to start with that first one, okay? And let's move to MiniWords, okay? So we are going to start with triggers. Get ready, guys, your motors, because I know that sometimes this is a little bit hard to understand, but don't worry, I'm going to do my best to explain. So once more, on here in the presentation, everything is going to be in the same folder. We are going to have this folder completely apart from the other parts of the game. So first thing that we are going to do in game is to create the different folders, the different system folders, is because that's going to be very important. I'm going to teach you a way to reduce the amount of usage that your game requires per second. So that means that it's going to turn off the parts that you don't need. And with that, the game speed for your map is going to increase, okay? So how do you do that? First, we are going to create new trigger sets. The first trigger set that we are going to create is going to be named as main systems, okay? Create first this one, rename it. Once you have that folder created, we are going to create a second folder. So the second folder is going to be called MiniGames. This is going to hold or have all the different initial setups for our minigames, okay? Just like the disaster map that we created, remember, for the one of the previous minicamps, it's very similar. Once you create that trigger set, remember, on here you create a new trigger set, we are going to create another folder or trigger set that is going to be named as a minigame loop. And what it's going to hold is all the different rules for the minigames. Remember, the initial values are going to be different and the loop. Loop is something that repeats over and over, so with this we are going to be able to check the rules for the other minigames, okay? Now that you have minigame loop, we are going to create another trigger, and the trigger is going to be called extra dynamics. Okay, and here I actually put it in kind of Spanglish, half English, half Spanish. But don't worry, now I changed it. So in extra dynamics, we are going to hold that extra library that you are going to create for have like a shortcuts for all the triggers that you will have, okay? So very important, when you create that, it's going to be easier to manage, okay? Welcome Green Vibes, Claire. Welcome to the class. Okay, it seems that it's a little bit slow right now. Let me check the MiniCamp right here. Okay, in my end it's working fine, so let me try to refresh, okay? Now, when you have the extra dynamics here, just hit and confirm. And now you will be able to have those, okay? Once more, something that I always do and I highly advise you to do is to have the useful triggers folder. So just create another one and you can call it useful triggers. This doesn't matter, okay? In this one you can choose whatever name you want. On here we always put some useful things like auto delete effects or create the timer, okay? So once we have everything on here, once we have all the folders created, we already have the different size systems organization, okay? So we are going to expand this one, the main system, and in my new system, we are going to create a new trigger. The name of the trigger is going to be register. This is going to be the first triggers, one more. This is going to have or start the game. And the setup that we are going to do for this one is going to be kind of simple. As you see, it's just 4 actions. So you are going to select to add, okay? In add, you are going to select game logic, and on here you have one that says when the game is created. That is the first one, okay? So when game is created, that actually is self-explanatory, we are going to have our first library usage, okay guys? So very important, pay attention for this one. This one is going to be very important, guys. This is going to be the most difficult part at the beginning, but it's going to be the most easier part at the end, okay? So on here, we are going to use the library, okay? We are going to start using our library. Remember, a library is a lot of new actions that you can use on main. Unfortunately, we cannot use like just put it actions on here. Like, oh, okay, I have a library here, so use those functions. We need to use a line of code. But don't worry, you don't need a lot of code. You only need a part of the code. In this case, we have our library right here. So remember the first script that we import, that it was MiniGame core. All right. Remember that one because on here you are going to see this. Okay. API is like the codes or the lines of codes that you can use to code the different functions of this library. Okay. So if you scroll down on here, you are going to see the description. Okay. So these lines are going to be to manage the minigames, and this one is going to be to spawn the gems or the coins that you are going to spawn around your game. And if you see at here, you have a description that is going to be registered an arena. So that's going to create the arena for our game. What we have to do is to copy this, okay? We only need this. I'm going to explain it later. You can just hit copy and paste and save it. Of course, if you don't understand this part, what also you can do is that you can use the site that we always use. Remember, I'm going to put just the link into the description, and on here I put you this folder, this file that has like the different shortcuts that we are going to use for our library. Remember, this is not the script, guys. This is just the shortcuts, and you can copy this. As of course it's organized here, you can see what is going to do what. So in here we are going to copy just this, okay? So once we got it copied, we are going to move to triggers, and we are going to move to main system, okay? And in register, we are going to add a new action. Guys, super important, as this is going to be probably the first time you see this. If you have questions, ask me into the chat. I will be able just to read you and edit that part. So Suba is telling me, hey, Vietnam players say English, bro. I see. Don't worry, Tuan Hai. It's probably not going to speak English. For those that didn't know this, most of the players that assist to this class are not as English speakers for all. Are like from other countries, and they try to access to this class because they want to learn a little bit more. But most of them are not going to be like United States people or UK people. Are going to be most Asians and Latins. Okay, so don't worry for that. But thank you for asking for that, Suba. Thank you for asking Tuan Hai to speak in English. It's okay. So, guys, moving back, once we are going to add new action, you need to go down here and select the action that says execute a script, okay? So with this, you are going to get this new option. The option is going to have scripts on red, okay? So what you have to do is just click on there, and you are going to have this screen. This screen looks exactly as the before screen has. On here you can choose the title that you are going to give. In this case, you are going to put map registration or map database, okay? And with that, when you save it on here, you are going to see that says map register, okay? All right, and of course on here you are going to be a little bit confused because you can tell me or you can ask me what you are going to do here, what the hell you have to do here, because it's just an empty space. Don't worry. First one, I'm going to increase here a little bit the size because you will be able to see better in the screen what you have to do. So you just copy and paste the information that I asked you previously to change, okay? Remember, once more, this is, you can copy directly from the script and you can use the website. And here you can see a description about how you are going to use this, okay? Let me explain how it works. Don't talk on the class because they are going to destroy the class plans. So that's funny. Okay, so first is, let me explain how MiniWord works. When you want to do an action, let's call it like that, it's a function, but we are going to call an action, okay? MiniWords has like a specific syntax that you need to follow. First, you need to put the name of the action, that you can get the actions from the MiniWord API or API, or from the new scripts like this, okay? So how it works? On here you need to put the name of your function import action, guys, and in parentheses you always are going to have like the parameters or like the setups that you can make for this. As an example, if this function will call say something to the player, probably the first thing that you need to put on here is the player name or the player and the text. Okay, this is just an example, remember. That's how you read these functions, okay? So as an example on here, you are going to have this different interface, okay? So in here it's going to tell us that the name of the function or the action that we are going to execute is game arena reg. That is going to be the action that you already create. And this is the information that the action needs, okay? The ID, and this is very important, is the ID of the arena, okay? So we are going to start in 0. That is going to be the first one. The first one that we are going to create is the elimination room, okay? On here we have the minigame name, okay? In this case, as we are going to create an elimination room, we are going to put elimination. That's going to be the name for the minigame. Very important, guys. And very important, notice this, that you are going to have notation marks. Remember, in MiniWord, everything that goes inside notation marks is a text, okay? So very important, this is a text. You see here, it says Y, X, Z, that are going to be the coordinates, guys, okay? And check this, all the different information that you need to put in any special script function are going to be separated by commas. So how do you get the coordinates, guys? Remember, I teach you, or I ask you the last class to check that. So I tell you like something like, just go in the middle of your map or your minigame, and once you are in the middle, what you are going to do is just to go right here and just copy this, okay? Remember, this is going to be X, altitude is going to be Y, and coordinates 15, or the last one, is going to be Z. So once more, if we are going to, okay, come on, why I can fly. So if we are going to use our elimination room, and very important, guys, you are going to put a 0, or the first thing that we are going to add to our map is the coordinate 0, okay? What you are going to do is just to state in the middle of your elimination room and copy those coordinates here, okay? So let me show you an example on the screen very quickly here. Okay, 1 second, new, okay? And let me put the text right here. Once more, on here, X is going to be this one, the first value. And I think I just interrupting the area, so I'm going to change to this screen so you will be able to see better that screen, guys, okay? So X is going to be a -1. Notice that if here it says minus, you need to use the minus here, okay? It needs to be exactly. Y, or altitude, is going to be this one. That is going to be the second number. And finally, we have C, that is going to be the last number. Okay? Once I take the nodes, once more, for each one of your arenas or minigames, you move back here, you move back to the script that you just put on, okay, the map register one, and we are going to put that information. So notice here that the information here that I was already set up is almost the same, okay? The first one is going to be -1, okay, remember, the C is going to be the number 2, sorry, the Y, and the C is going to be 16, okay? Now, we got these two different features. So let me explain very quickly how it works. Spawn method is how your players are going to be spawned on that area when they are going to be spawned by the system, guys. So how it works? It has a number for each one of the different methods, okay? So as an example, if you want the players to spawn in the center, or sorry, in random area, and let me put this, random point in your arena, it's going to be the number 1, okay? If you want to the players to, sorry, I cannot copy this very quick. All right, now I will. If you want the players to spawn at the borders in your arena, just put the number 2. And if you want the players to spawn around the center, and very important, it's not going to be in the center, it's going to be around the center, just put the number 3. So once we got this information, just change it by the number. So if you want a random point in your arena, once more, put 1. If you want borders, just put on here the number 2. And if you want around the center, just put number 3. Okay, that will depend of your game, of course. You have a lot of games. Okay, and once more, check your game, okay? So as an example, in the elimination room, as the players doesn't have any way to die or something, it doesn't matter. So I put random numbers so players can spawn around here or spawn around here or in the center, in whatever part of the map, okay? If you check this arena, it doesn't matter too, the players can spawn around any part. But as an example, on this one, that is going to be the ice one, we cannot spawn the players around the borders or in any part, because if probably the player spawn around here, it's going to die, all right? So in this case, I spawn the number 3, or I select the number 3, that is going to be around the center. So players are always going to spawn around this area, okay? And as another example, in the bridge game, that is going to be very similar to the bridge of the squid games. Actually, I take the inspiration from there. But in my case, it's more for multiplayer, so I need to do a different thing. But as some of those blocks are going to be broke if you step over, what I did is to make the players spawn around the borders. So in this case, I used the number 2 that is going to be around the corners. So you need to decide which one is going to be the best way to spawn your maps, okay? So imagine that as we are going to do elimination room, just put a number 1 on here. And finally, we have the coin method. Okay, and this is going to be very important. What is the coin method? The coin method is how your map is going to spawn the coins or the stars in your case. So, it's just the same. If you want the gems or the coins or the stars, whatever you put to the things that the player needs to pick up, you need to put a number here. 1 is going to be once more in any part of the scenario, in any part of your minigame. 2 is going to be around the corners, and 3 is going to be in the center. But very important, these also have some extra features, okay? And what will be it? That the game has another feature that is going to be 0. If you put 0, that means that your map is not going to spawn any coins. Probably in some maps, as an example, in my chicken maps, the players need to push the chickens to the different areas, and then when the chicken enters to that area, the chicken is going to die. And when the chicken dies is when the coin is going to be spawned. In that case, as it's going to be a custom spawn system, I just put 0 on there and the system is going to do everything else, okay? So moving back to the trigger once more, okay? In this case, as it's going to be the elimination room, I'm just going to put a 0. That means no coins are going to be spawned on here. And that's it. That's how I finish the first area, okay? So, very important, guys, if we are going to add more minigames, well, we need just to copy this and we need to change the ID. So, the first game, apart from the elimination room, is going to be, as an example, jumping area or something, right? That's the name. On here you put the coordinates, and once more, if I want to spawn this around this, the players to spawn around the center, I change the number here. And if I want the coins to spawn out the borders, I change the number here. As you see, it's very easy, and I already have this created. So that's how you register to different maps. For now, only register your elimination area. Later we are going to add more games, and I already have this created right here. This is how it's going to look for the different games. As you see, I have the name for all the games here, okay? Once more, I forgot to put the title here, so I'm going to do it. Map Rec History here. And that's it, guys. That's the first thing that we are going to do. As you see, it's not complicated. How many MiniCamps we have in the mini-world? I don't know for sure for all the MiniCamps, because previously the teacher was altered. With me, we are made around 6 or 7 MiniCamps already. So I think around 10 MiniCamps occurs. So map register is going to be that one. Now we have to add a couple of things extra. So once we finish with this, once we add the things like this, what you are going to do is just go here and we are going to add a new action. Okay, guys? The new action is going to be set timer per player. So this is going to be a variable. Okay, guys? And I'm going to explain to you later why, but you are going to select assigned and you are going to select value setup. Okay? Yeah, it was not a police. I think it was an ambulance. It seems that something happens in the area, but don't know what happened here. Here where I live very close to a hospital, so probably you are going to hear a lot of things, a lot of those sirens very, very often, because there is a lot of cases around that happen around that. We hear it all the time. So now that we have this, we are going to select assigned. In the value setup, we are going to create a new variable, okay, guys? The variable name is going to be time per minigame, okay? And this is going to hold just the time that you are going to use on each map. So as an example, 40 seconds is going to be just the game that I use. It's going to be the most useful. You can choose a different value. This is the one I recommend, but if you want to choose 60 seconds or 20 seconds for each game, it's okay. Very important, I choose this value because 40, it was enough time for the players to have a good experience, and also because when I choose very short times, players will have a little bit of lag every time that they change the game when they are not having the best connection. So 40 is going to be enough time for the players to play, okay? And also it's not going to be too much as 60. Once more, you can choose whatever you want, but that's the way I do, okay? The second one, we are going to do again the same. We are going to select assign and value setup, or the third one actually. And this time we are going to create a new variable, okay? It's going to be named time minigame start. You create that variable, and it's going to be slightly or a little bit different from the other in just some aspect, okay? What we are going to have is 2 times. Time to start the game is when the player got teleport, so it's going to be 40 seconds, and timer minigame start is which actually when the game starts, when the players can play. So what will be the difference? We have 3 seconds for the players to be ready to see the scenario and just prepare itself to be able to play, okay? So the difference is that we are going to reduce that to 3 seconds. So what you are going to do, you are going to do a function, you are going to do math, and you are going to hit numeric calculation. In numeric calculations, you are going to select the same variable that is going to be time per minigame start, if I'm not wrong. Oh no, actually it's just the previous one. So remember, we are going to select time per minigame normal, not the one that starts, not this one, the one that just created, the previously one, the one that we created before. And then in the middle, you are going to subtract, and in the end, we are going to put 3 seconds. No more things needed for this one. Now we are going to start to create this next thing. So the brain is going to work according to a timer. So we need to start that timer here. So what we are going to do, we are just going to add a new action. We are going to select timer right here, and we are going to run a countdown timer. Remember, not this one that is going to go backwards from the number that you want to 0. And under we are going to select on here, we are going to create a new one that is going to be MiniGame, okay? Once you select MiniGame, we are going to select the variable or the amount of time. We are going to select time per MiniGame. And very important, guys, for this, the repeater timer needs to be true, okay? Once we got this, completely finished, we already have our register map completed, okay? Of course, you are going to have to see some extra actions here. So those are going to be actions that you can activate or deactivate in case you want to test. So because if you are trying or testing your map, you don't want to wait until the 40 seconds happened. So if you want that, whenever you want to change or test something, just add here. And remember, this is optional, a timer that says change timer timing, and just put it to 1 second, minigame timer to 1 second. So remember, just activate this when you want to test. When you are in multiplayer or when you are going to actually play your game as a normal game, disactivate this, okay? And that's it. Now, we are already finished with our register. We are going to create a new trigger, okay? That is going to be the frame. This is which actually is going to manage all the different things in our game, okay? So how it works, we are going just to do something important here, and is just to check the timer. So what you are going to do is that you have to go here on timer, game logic, and designated a timer change. Very important, don't select this one, select this one that is going to allow you to choose the timer. And when you choose this one, you are going to select the next one. When on here, you are going to select minigame, that is the one that we just created, the timer changes, okay? And very important, this is how it's going to work. Our trigger brain, or the one that manages the system, is going to read whenever the timer, the minigame timer, gets in number 1 or left 1 second, and it's going to tell the system to switch the minigame to turn off or to turn on the basic dynamics. So as an example, if you have a specific dynamic for your game or you don't want to use extra dynamics, it's going to turn it off. It's going to turn on all the features to the settings. So we always are going to have like the default option. That is going to be how most of the minigames are going to work. And this is going to just set up everything to the default back every like 40 seconds. And finally, it's going to start this timer. This timer, what it's going to do is that it's going to activate all the games. So if you have 100 games, it's going to run the activation for those games, but it's going to run the one that is activated, okay? So that's how it works. What we are going to do next, because we already have the action or the event, is that we are going to add a condition, guys. So go here, we are going to select add, we are going to select game, and we are going to select numerical calculation. When we are going to check how many time left for the timer, so just select on here, function library once more, and timer time. That will allow us to check how many time left for the mini game timer, the one that we just created some steps before. And very important, guys, this is very important. And here you are going to select equals to the number 1. So that means that when 1 second left, we are going to do the process of this brain. And that's it for the conditions. Now for the actions, we are going to add a new action, and we are going to select a script. Okay, guys? Once more, we are going to use a custom action and extra actions that we import with our library. This doesn't exist by default for MiniWorld, so we are going to execute that action. And actually, this is going to be highly more complicated than the previous one, okay? Just check this. You are going to execute a new script. The script name is going to be switch game. And we are going to just go once more here to your script. In minigame code, we have the options here, and we got the options to change the minigame. So As you see, we have this one that says change to random minigame. So we are just going to copy that one. Once more, also you can copy it, or you just can use the same text that I put right here, okay? And it's going to be like this. As you see, it's highly complicated. We only need to put MiniGame switch and 2 parentheses here, and with that our game is going to change. So that means that we don't have to do anything else to actually make our game change. As you see, it's an action that is going to be very easy. You are using a script, but it's going to be very easy. You can type it also. You can just put MiniGame switch and the 2 parentheses. Very important, guys. If you type it by yourself, you need to have the same upper cases and lower cases that you are seeing in the screen. And that's it. With that, our game is going to change, okay? Of course, we left something else, and is that you put some extra difficult value here. And it's that you are going to scroll down and you see how to create gems or stars in your game. And what we need to do by default, because we always want the default for all the games, is that we are going to turn off the spawns, okay? When the player is changing the minigame, we don't want the coins to spawn, we want the coin to spawn when the player starts the game. So how do you do that? Well, you just read here what it does, and here you say for the creating gems, there is a part that says turn off spawns, and the code is right here. Alright, so we just need to copy that. We go back to triggers, and in the one that we just created, we are going to put it just atop of the one that we just created. In this case, is going to be the number 0. And with that, your game is going to change to another game for any game that you already registered in your map. And that's it. As you see, it's not too hard to use these actions. Of course, I already have mine created right here. As you see, it's the same code. There is 2 lines. You can type it manually if you wanted to. And as you see, with this, you are going to learn some basics. Why is it important to learn this, guys, okay? Because, very important, guys, on here, when you are in scripts, you have this. That is the same, are all the script actions that you can use in MiniWord. And if you see here, you have all the options here. And as if you see here, it's just the same that I'm teaching you how to do. On here, you are going to get the name of an object that you have in your hands as an example. So as you see, the options are here. It's going to tell you what every part does, okay? So if you learn this, you will have the option, or you will learn the basics to start coding and start creating very simple codes. As an example, I usually advise you to start with the chat one, okay? So as you see here, we have the options. And it's telling us that we can use this code to send chat. And on here is going to tell us the option, okay? So the first one is going to be the text. There is the comma here. And finally, who is going to read the message, and is going to tell us that the second one is send the text to the player, to the UID. As an example, if you put a 0, it's going to send to all the players. And as you see, by just learning this, you will be able to use the scripts. But this is going to be for another class. For now, I just want to focus on the basics. This is the code that you need. Just hit on save. And this is the first part. Okay, now, very important, guys. Our brain is going to be more efficient and more advanced than the one that you learned for the MiniCamp about natural disasters. And why? Because it's going to turn off all the things that we don't need, okay? So how you are going to do this? You are going to see those specific ones, and let me explain how it works. First, you need to add a new action. The action is going to be on trigger, and on trigger we have these magical things that are being called first, change trigger status and change trigger set status. What will be the difference? This is going to change only one trigger, and this is going to turn off or turn on a full category. So as an example, if I choose the second, I can turn off all the minigame loop. If I choose the first one, I can only change this one or this one, okay? So we are going to turn off all and completely category. Why? Because, and this is very important guys, because we are going to avoid to everything to be executed all the time, we are going to activate only the things that we need to use. So just select this one, create trigger set status, very important, and you are going to get this menu. Okay, so very important, when it says trigger set, you are going to select trigger set, and we are going to turn off like 2 different things. First is going to be the folder that says minigame loop, and you are going to change the state to off. That means that we are going to completely deactivate all the triggers that are inside there. You are going to just do the same. You are going to add once more one in triggers and change trigger set. And the second one that we are going to change all the time is extra dynamics. Once more, these are going to be the extra features that you are going to have per each game. That means that we don't need all the time. As an example, I have one that is going to make the players have a knockback. So that means when the 2 players collide, the both players are going to be knocked back. And I don't need that for all the games. So whenever I don't need it, the system is going to auto turn it off, so you don't have to do it manually. That's are going to be the first 2 options. The second one is going to be operate gen timer. The cooldown is going to be 3 seconds and the repeated is going to be 3. Okay, so let me explain why we do this. We are going to go just to the timer, round down count timer, and once we have this, we are going to create a new timer. The timer is going to be gem timer. We are going to count down 3 seconds and we are going to repeat it as true. Very important guys, on all the timers, even this one, need to have the same name, okay? Check the spelling, check that minigame has uppercase in the middle, so mini is going to be the first letter in uppercase, the second one game is going to be also an uppercase right here, and they need to be together with no spaces, and hem timer is going to be just the same, okay? And it's going to be as true. Now, very important, repeated timer is going to be a true. That means that with this, you can change the amount of time that the coins are going to be auto-spawned. So that means every time hen timer gets in 0, it's going to create a coin in the space. Now, we are going to just go to extra dynamics, and we are going to create our first extra dynamics, okay? Remember guys, we are going to go to extra dynamics and we are going to create the first one. And the first one is going to be, the new trigger is going to be spawn hems, okay? That's very important. Spawn hems. Once you have it, you are going to have it like this. Be sure that you are going to turn off this option. So that means it's not going to have the check mark. And what you have to do is just do the next thing. Here we are going to add a new event. The event is going to be designated timer change. And the timer is going to be gem timer, okay? The conditions, once more, is going to be math, numerical comparison. Once you have numerical comparison, you are going to change this and you are going to put timer time. You are going to select gem timer equals to 1. And we are going to execute a custom script. That means that we are going to execute another custom action. So just go to to scripts, execute a script. Once you've got it, you need to put this text, okay? Once more, I'm going to put the title here, spawn star, and you only need to put and copy this, okay? This one doesn't be needed. You only need to just push this text. What it's going to do is to spawn a coin according to your map. So if your map registered, you put like as an example, I don't know, that you want the coin to spawn at the borders, this is going to auto spawn the system. So once more, when I take this new action, it's just from here, okay? So from MiniGameCore, you can read the options here, and it says that it's spawn hem automatic with not having to do anything specific. It's just spawn hem and with parentheses with no number or nothing here. So I just copy and paste it right here. And we have that option, okay? So that's a new action. And as you see, it's very simple to put it on. Now, once you create this, just move back to the frame and we are going to add a new action, okay? The action is going to be once more triggers, and we are going to use a lot of this one. This time we are not going to choose this one. We are going to choose this one, and it's change trigger status. And once more, this allows us to do the same as the previously one, that we turn off a lot of things, but for just one trigger. And on here you need to go to triggers, extra dynamics, and select spawn hems. And you need to turn it on. That means that by default, in all the games, you are going to have the coins. And the final thing that you need to do for this one is just go ahead to player here. Sorry, to timer here, run that countdown timer. And once more, we need to create a new variable. This one is next minigame. And very important, the spelling needs to be the same. Just select that one. And countdown timer is going to be just 1 second, and repeated timer is going to be false. And with this, we have created our first game. So what is going to happen if you got this, okay? Let me explain a little better. Don't check that, because what I'm going to do right now is maybe a little confusing for you. So remember, don't do this. It's just for showing you how it's going to work for you if you have everything working fine. Here, just 1 second, I have something. Okay, that is my test feature. Remember, don't do this. I'm just doing it because I want to test. But if everything is working fine, if everything is working as it's supposed to be, what you are going to get is the next thing. Okay, give me a second here. Let's do this. I don't want to wait those 40 seconds, so I'm going to change something else. Just give me a second, guys. Now, 1 second. If everything goes right, you are going to be teleported to the area where you create your minimap, your starting minimap, okay? So, as you see here, right here, in this area, that is going to be the one that is going to be the elimination area, but nothing else is going to happen because we just set up the rooms and we just set up the teleport. But if everything works fine, you are going to be teleported to that area, okay? And that's it, guys. For now, we're almost finishing the class. Okay? And remember, if you find out that something doesn't go like the way I did, if you are not teleported to the area or to any of the area that you registered right here, okay? So as an example, if you already registered all your minigames, but you don't get teleported, remember to check, just go back in this video and check if you made something wrong on the area. And also, if you have a mistake, just comment into the message here or go to the Discord channel and let me know, so I will be able to provide you more instructions. But right now, as you see, that's how the game is working. We already have the basics. In tomorrow class, we are going to add our first minigame, and depending on the minigame, I'm going to teach you the next dynamics that you need, and I'm going to teach you a couple of things more. But for now, we are going to keep it like it is. We are going to start tomorrow to set up our first one, that is the elimination room, okay? That's the most important because we are going to be teleported every like 5 rounds to that specific area. Now, before leave, don't forget to do this. We are going to go once more right here to the library, and in the library, guys, I need you to go here where it says YeyoCore. Once more, you are going to copy. Be sure that you copy in the same language because probably you are reading it into another language. If that happens, just be sure that you deactivate here in your browser the different language traduction, and we are going to create a new script, okay? The new script that we are going to create is just by copy and paste it and rename it as a music chord, okay? Don't worry, we are not going to use it yet, but it's just the library that we can use to actually have custom music for your maps. Of course, once more, and here you have the API. So as an example, if you want to, let me hide myself. If you want to try out by yourself, just by the same system, by adding like custom actions, you can play the previous song, play in the next song, stop any song, or resume all, okay? And also you can have it for a specific player. On here you have the options, but I'm going to teach you that later. For now, we just import that one and save it. And that's it, guys. That will be the class for today. Also, guys, something that I was forgotten. Before leaving, before switching and showing the MiniCamp and CanZip map, let me show you here the last code, the next one. So guys, check the chat once more. And on there, I just provided you the code, so you can use that code to be able to actually get a new part skin. Let me check, I don't remember well which one is it. Just a second here. And I hope, guys, with this you have a lot of better understanding of how the scripts works, because I want to go deeper in that, because it's time to just speed up and for you to have better understanding of that. And probably you will be very good coders. Miniverse needs a lot of coders. So if I'm not wrong, this is going to be a skin for the DJ or something. Oh, the code I entered is incorrect here. Okay, that was not the way I expected. So let me check here to verify the codes. Okay. Okay, let me check this. Okay, guys, so truly sorry, I'm going to give you the code once more because that one seems not to work. Fine. Let me give you the code into the chat right now. Sorry, I lose the chat. Where is it? Okay, it's right here. So now use that one. That one is going to give you a permanent skin part. I think it's some boots here. And don't forget once more, guys, the final time that I just repeat this, but it's very important for me and for you guys. I just send you a link here in the chat. Remember to fill that link. This survey will help us out to decide what will be the first and the last game that you are going to choose. So once more, access there, because I just put it into the chat, and select the maps that you want or the minigames that you want me to show you how it works, how to set up those, and of course I'm going to teach you how to resolve those maps, okay? Remember, guys, the link is just in the description, and that will be it. Also, as a final part, something that I forgot, guys. I always forgot things. Or of course, guys, if you want, or you want a specific game, or you want to tell me something, or I don't know, you want to share some information, or you have some questions, you can ask it not into the chat, just into the comments, so I will be able to read it later and I will be able to answer you. For now, we are going to switch to the final part. Remember, the class is over, guys. If you want to leave, you can leave. For now, well, I will test with you live some maps and I will try to play with you, okay? And all right, let's start with Kenjip. Kenjip is asking me for the favor of accessing to his map and helping to support him by buying some specific things with MiniGames. There's no problem with it. I have a lot, so there is no problem with sharing with you guys some MiniGames. So let me go to creation. I always get lost into this new UI because in Spanish we have like the old one that for me is not, for me the new one is cuter, but the old one is much effective and much faster, so I prefer to use the old one. Okay, doesn't allow me to see this. Okay, come on, MiniWord, you can work. Okay, it seems that it's not working for something. Let me just stretch myself a little bit. Now, okay, I was able to see your screen, Kenjip. And which one is the map that you want me to play? Okay, I completely lose because I don't know Chinese, so I don't know which one is the one that you told me that is the shop. Can you explain a little bit better, Kenji, which one is the one you want me to open and shop for you? Okay, come on, MiniWord. I don't know what happened there. Okay. Now I have this part, so just let me know which one is the one you want me to play. Okay, it says it's map 3, 0, and Chinese letters. So just 1 second, Kenjip. I don't know why this is happening. I see that I have internet because I'm able to just to see the screen here, but for some reason MiniWord is not allowing me to search for UUID. That's very strange. I don't know why this happens. Okay, once more, let's wait a couple of minutes. It's not working. Alright, no results found, and I know that you are on there because, well, 1 second ago I was able to see your screen. Come on, me. Oh, okay. View. Alright, come on, loads. It's taking a lot of time, but now I have to search for 30, it's this one. Alright, so let's enter and let's see what you are talking about right now. So, start introduction. Once more, if you are a developer, Kenji, I advise you to just use traduction to another languages because probably people like me won't be able to understand what you are trying to tell them. Okay, the store. And let me purchase some of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I bought 5 of them. Let me also try or test your map. Okay, what I think we have to do is to, okay, there is no need to collect all of them. Oh, this is not recommended for me, guys. Don't do this because this is going to make player a little bit upset of what they have to do. Okay, so, okay, oh, this one doesn't work like that because it's a little bit separated. I think it's a race, something similar. Okay. Okay, it's like a race in which actually you have to use this. And it's going to be faster to do it like this. On here we have something. Okay, so in here now we need to use like different tools, right? And what happened if I try to do some cheat here? Okay. Yes, I was... Oh, okay. Anyway, I think I will be able to do some cheat here. Okay, no, I cannot do cheat here. Alright, well, think it, we cannot do cheat here. Okay. Alright, so it's interesting. I think it's a good map, but I think, oh, my map. Also, those are maps from the previous minicamp, so you can test. Oh, your map also can see right here. A map from Alter. Oh, also 2 maps from myself. Okay, very good. I'm very happy with that. Okay, let's see the next thing here. Let me check also Kenji. Kenzie map, okay? Okay, it's going to be Krabby Game by Kenzie. Let me try your map too, and also I will try Basti Soriano. Oh, let me try also the Twanky map. I don't know what happened to Mini Word or Mini. Right now it's a little bit slow. Yeah, it's kind of broken. Yeah, I know some. Okay, what? This is not your UID, right, Kenzie? Okay. Come on, MiniWord, you can do it. Come on. I hate when this happens, guys. I don't know if this happens to you once, but where sometimes when I play in like in fight maps, this like this little loading area, it's happened to me, and I won't be able to actually point or do something. And this is very frustrating because probably I will be killed by other players because I won't be able to point when that happens. Okay, yeah, this is yours. Now, okay, come on, MiniWord, what happened? Don't do this to me, MiniWord. Come on, I have to be a little bit patient. Okay, 1 map for players, guys. So, which one is it? Is Krabby Games, Krabby Games, Krabby Games, Krabby Games. Krabby Game, very cool. Okay, we are going to wait until it downloads. The next will be Basti Soriano, and then is going to be Tuanha. I'm not sure how to pronounce your names. Truly sorry for that, guys. I know probably mine is also a little bit difficult for you because, well, it's not. Okay. Oh, all right. Let me check this. So, you are already starting creating some awesome parts. Okay, you're managing by rooms. This is where the logo goes. Very cool, Kenzie. And these are going to be the different minigames. Alright, so on this one I think you have to... It's the one that in which actually you have to push all the other players away from this, and when you are in the center you are going to get coins, right? Okay, this is going to be the beach game, I remember that. Also Tuan was sending me something like this. But is that you need to cross the other side? I'm not sure because I know that Krabby Games is a new game, but I haven't tested it out yet. But yeah. Alright, let me check this other right here. This is going to be the green light, blue light. Okay. So I really like that you already implemented and construct a lot of things, and you get very creative with this, Kenzie. We like it. And we are going to start putting some triggers on here. All right. Okay, this is going to be red light, blue light, and what other one? So very important, guys. I see that a lot of you were sending me Krabby Games ideas. So probably that's one of the games, or that's one of the... Okay, this is the main room where the players are going to fight each other. Probably a lot of you are creating similar games to the Krabby Games. So very important, guys, try to differentiate or to be a little bit different from the others. because probably that's one of the things that most of the players will do. And if you do just the same, probably you are going to lose a lot of chances to win, because remember, for creativity, we check that if a lot of people submit similar maps or with the same team, or like you are doing right now, probably you are going to lose some points. So try to keep your own check to that. I doesn't telling you that this is wrong, Kenzie. It's okay. I think it's a very good decided scenario. But try to give yourself some extra unique minigames, okay? But it's very cool. I like it. I think you are doing a very good job. I don't want to post a review right now because, you know, I prefer to do it when you actually have your map finished. So I will be able to give you a better scoring. Because, you know, guys, never qualify an unfinished map because probably you are going to be unfair with the player that is creating this. Okay, this is going to be for creator. Let's put on here the information. And this is going to be for Basi Soriano. Our Basi, let's see if the map loads actually here. Okay, come on. Alright. Come on, MiniWord, you can work. Okay, Punky Cookie. Pancake Cookie, sorry. I don't know why I read it Punky Cookie. It sounds good actually, Punky Cookie. It sounds like a word, game word. Alright. Are you sure? Because it's telling me that you don't have any map here. And probably it's a mistake with MiniWord, you know, that always happens. Punky Cookie, I like it. It sounds like a game, Punky Cookie. Oh, it loves. I see. So you have you are very good constructing miniatures, right? Let me take a quick look to your map, and then I'm going to try one. I'm very interested because it was from the last minicamp. Okay, it's telling me that I cannot download it because I already have a lot of downloads here. So let me go here and I will switch this. I will have to delete some games. I don't want this, but I have to do it. Okay, I'm going to delete this one. I want to delete this one. That is very good, but I have to reach the space. Oh, I forgot this. I need to check what was the map that Alien Game creates, so I will be able to play it. And I'm going to delete this one. Now I will be able to. One second here, guys, and let me see. Oh, but I did that. Sorry, guys. Let me read you in the chat what you are telling me. Okay, for those that are asking me how your maps can be featured. So for the maps that can be featured, you need to actually access to the Discord channel of MiniWord. And on there is a section that says feature maps. So you have to host your map there. You have to put the information about your map. And they are going to check your map, okay? If your map actually is outstanding and it has like the different features that they need, they will be able to give you the feature. But most of the times it takes 1 or 1 week to get the map featured. Well, this is loading. Let me... Oh, come on. I don't know what happens with MiniWord. Truly sorry, guys. It seems that something is happening here because, you know, I wasn't able to choose which map I want to play. So let me show you right here. I'm going to... Which one is it? Is World of Ice Cream. Let me do this. It's loading again. Truly sorry for that, guys. It seems that it's the soul. Oh, okay. That looks interesting. Actually, a lot of MiniCamp maps are going to be featured, but to win the MiniCamp is not for sure, or is not segregated, or is, yeah. They may be chances for you to have your map featured if you won the MiniCamp, but that's not sure. That depends of the Miniware team. Most of the times, I already one of the best ranked map creators. Most of the times, my maps get automatically featured because I have a lot of followers. But most of the times, you have to submit the map manually to be able to get that. Okay, so I'm going to try the last time because I don't. Oh, right now it works. I don't know why this is happening, guys, but it's very frustrating. Okay, while the map is unloading, let me show you what you have to do here to be able to post your map. Okay, so you are going to go to MiniWare Creator. Here, let me move so you will be able to see better. And here, you are going to have different channels, right? You have to search for this one that says feature map. And in here, you need to just put this information. And, as you see, a lot of players put this. Oh, here is Axel. Let me give some emoticons here to Axel because he creates a really, really good map. Oh, it looks. Oh, Mr. Fox, he also created a very good map, but I wasn't able to participate, or he wasn't able to participate. Well, as you see, there is a lot of people putting their maps here. Also hide and seek, blah blah blah. You have a lot of things here, and the players or the Miniware staff are going to take the different features map from here. Okay, so you will have your map featured. All right, and that's how you do it. That's how you get your map submitted. So let me try the map about Twan High. I'm very curious about that. You made with this with Alien Game, right? Okay. Once more, try to translate this. Very important if you are a developer. Actually, oh, okay, I see you are not. All right, but try to translate this. It's going to be very important. I see. And why did you get banned from Miniware community? Did you put a lot of things? Okay. All right. Not able to see what it's telling me here once more, but I see the good look. Okay, I died. Let's increase the music. I don't know if it's the best for. Oh, I see. Pretty cool. I understand now. So it's like multiplayer game, just like the one I made, but in this case you have to find the killer, right? Pretty good. I like it. Yeah, I think if I'm not wrong, Alien Game do something very similar. It was like Murd from Labs. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, we have a lot of rifles here. Skill Monster 1, Skill Monster 2, and Skill Monster 3. Oh, I see. So I'm the monster right now. Okay, the decoration is very cool. It looks like so. Definitely. I don't know why the doors is not here. Okay. All right. The hospital right here. Oh, here is like a glass panel that is locking down. I like that you put a lot of effort in these parts that are like the decoration. It looks like an abandoned area. Very cool trick there. I know how to do that, but it's very good trick. Right. So in this case, I need more players to play, right? Okay. Here there is like something like the generator, if I'm not wrong. Okay, yeah, the generator, but I think only normal players will do. Okay, so I will try to host this in multiplayer, so let's try to play it. Try to access. Oh, I see. Life has about how to gain. All right. So in that case, I cannot help you out, Basti. If you give me your UID, I can ask a request, but most of the times this is completely managed by the MiniWare community managers in that channel. So I won't be able to help you out. If you were banned from the MiniCamp Discord channel, probably I will. But as you get banned from the official channel, you have to ask for an administrator. As an example, you can contact a MiniCamp, sorry, not MiniCamp, a MiniCapitan. And with that, probably you will be able to be unbanned. Because once more, I don't have any power in there. In the official channel, I'm just showing up as a critic, and that's it. I don't even have like any power. Let me check here. Oh, there's Juan and Chris. Yeah, as you see here, I just appeared here as a normal player, I think. I'm not sure. Yes, I'm just like a map creator. In the Spanish one, actually, I have more things, but in the official one, I didn't get like that. I get like critic, developer, YouTuber, and MiniWare, and also they put like this because I won one of the previous MiniWare Got Talent, but that's it. But if you weren't mine, of course I will be able to unban yourself. Okay, for some reason, as I mentioned before, that this is very early in the morning, most of the players in my end are not playing. Not working, join, yeah. It's because you probably will need a VPN to play with me. So, let's do this. Twanhai, if you can come back in 12 hours, I will play your map, but I will play it with the Spanish players, so you will be able to see better and they will be able to see the game. Because right now, as I mentioned, I have some players connected, but most of the players are going to be like English or Asian players, Asian players, yes. So I won't be able to play with them because we are from different regions. You need to use a VPN to be able to join to the room. That's a true story, but let's try that. Let's see if in 12 hours around, no less. It's going to be in around 7 a.m. in your end, 6 p.m., 7 p.m. in my end. I will have the Spanish class and I will be playing with them your map, okay? All right, yeah, that's probably one of the options. You can make an alt account, but very important, try to follow the rules. So when you follow the rules, you are not going to be banned because I know that rules are kind of picky, but it's just to make the things easier for all of us. So highly recommended that. Why it's not working? Okay. No, I gave up with MiniWare. MiniWare is not working fine for some reason. It's not allowing me to play your maps. Kind of frustrating, guys. Right, and now just few things, guys. Just like I'm going to what yeah, I'm going to just give you some spam here. Remember, power load, now it's been updated, so you have the last version submitted. Yeah, as I mentioned before, Twanhai, it's because most of the players at this time on Friday, they are just working on their things. Okay, interesting. Huh? It did, on the snapshot, it looks like it's 8x. Oh, yeah, actually it's the 8x. All right, so let's try with this one. And just to let you know, this map has been updated. I just updated. So If you want to give it a check, we have new things, we have comments, we have some extra fixes. I actually fixed most of the things, so now it's more easy to play. For now, guys, for those that are connected right now, just let me tell you that that will be it for the class. Right now I will still playing a little bit more of, if I can, play Power Load, but remember the class is over. See you tomorrow. Please answer the survey so I will know what you want to learn for the next class. And remember to answer it before today because I need to prepare the class for tomorrow. And that will be it, guys. Thank you so much for assisting to the streaming. Okay, let's invite a group also. And okay, let's see what we got here. I'm going to change my stats here. But let's play with flank. All right. I like to play with teleport here. And let's see if I can kill some players here. Okay, it seems a player just fall down. Let me show the screen right here. Okay. Now you will be able to see my screen. If you want to play, guys, remember my UET is on there. Try to access. Run, Yeyo, run. She's going to kill you. He has axe. Huh. Okay, let's use potion. Okay, that was a GG. I think probably she's not able to play to the new mini word book. Oh, let's change this. I'm playing in advanced. Let's play to normal. Bye, my friend. Okay. I think it's not going to be too much fun because she's having the same book that she actually didn't see the items. And instead of custom blocks, she's going to see dirt and she cannot use it. So I think it's not going to be very fair to play with her. So I think River doesn't allow us to play. So I'm going to end the game. But end the streaming. That will be it for now, guys. Remember to see you tomorrow, class, and thank you so much for assisting.